What up, TikTok? Simple and Simple Cross coming to you with a video after I just finished work. While I was at work, I actually got a package which wasn't supposed to show up until Monday, but it's right there. I'm excited to get this. The guy did a really good job on the packaging, packing it and sending it to me. There is a dent, like a little nick in the package, but you all know I'm not an inbox collector, so I don't care. But I just got it in the mail. I'm excited to get this because, again, this is the one figure of my collection that I really had to have back. And I wanted only this one. When I think of this character, this is the version I think of every time. Not the other versions. Don't get me wrong, the one that comes with a certain item I would have loved to have, but I don't really have room for him. So this version is definitely the one I want in my collection again. So it sucks that I have to do this. It sucks that I have to rebuy this stuff again because, you know, certain people want to hold on to things, but we won't go into that. What I got it actually at a good price. The original price that I've been seeing on second markets was ridiculous. McFarlane Toys did not have it. Big Bad didn't have it. Amazon, I think, was a little expensive, but I do believe they were sold out too. And of course, the one I really, really wanted, nobody had. And like I said, I wanted this version. I am a massive fan of this character since Todd started releasing the comic. Gunslinger's back in my collection, in my position, with that rifle. When I think of Gunslinger and I think of Westerns, I always think of this right here. I keep forgetting what the name of the rifle is, but it's, whenever I do like a Western game, I always make sure I have this. This version of him was my favorite. I didn't want the minigun at all. I didn't want it. I would have loved to have the horse, but I just got a character with a horse. Blood Axe. So he's taken up quite a bit of room on my shelf. I wanted this one. This is the one I had. This is the one I wanted back. So let me pop him out of the package and I'll show you what he does. Alright, here I'm out of the package. Of course, we get the typical Spawn stand, which I'm pretty sure I have a bazillion of these right now with my original collection. But there's more. There's the rifle that I was talking about. It is a little bent, but as we all know, when it comes to a lot of the McFarlane weapons, especially for the characters, actually this one's a little on the stiff side, which is actually nice. But this part right here, flimsy is all, but really nice detail. And of course he comes with holster for the rifle. Just slips on his back, and his two pistols, which again, nicely detailed. They are a little on the flimsy side, but not really. But character-wise, there he is in all his glory. I finally have my favorite new Spawn character in Gunslinger. He looks awesome, posable. He is a little on the loose side, but you know, he's not that loose. Head goes back. I don't know how about, that's about as much ab crunch as he's got. About as much far as he can kick forward. Does have double knitted knees, which is nice. But let me get him set up and I'll be right back. Alright, I did change the pose up from what I originally had it at, well, my original Gunslinger, but it almost looks like the original Gunslinger pose. Because if you guys had the original Gunslinger, you know that he wasn't posable. He had a few joints here and there, but otherwise, he was more or less a statue. Which this is almost the pose that he was kind of in. But I think the hand, this one, is kind of like that. But I do believe that's the pose I will put him in. As for where I'm going to put him, that's a different story. That I don't know what I'm going to do. Let me figure that out. Alright guys, let me show you what I did. I did do some little finagling, and I actually got him to stay, and I didn't have to take a figure out, which is shocking. So, let me show you. So here's the shelf, which has that one Mandarin Spawn on his throne, my other Mandarin Spawn, and then there's Gunslinger, which I might need to move that hand or scooch him over a little bit more, which I don't think I can do. But it works, and it looks like I might have a space right here for another Spawn figure. So I might get Medieval or somebody like that right there. But there we go. There's freaking Gunslinger again. I am happy to have him back in my collection and finally start to really get back what a lot of the stuff I'm losing, that I lost. This is just me letting go of what I had. Just let it go and let it, whatever happens, happens. And then just get my collection back. Because I admit this is one of the collections that I probably had the most views on, was my Spawn collection. But I'm glad to have him back in my collection. He was my favorite character. Everybody I bought I was a huge fan of that Gunslinger. So to get that version again, and at a good price, because I only paid like $21 for the thing, and all it was literally, there's a little nick right there. That was it. $21, and I got it for $21 for a nick. I don't care about the package. You all know this, so that was a no-brainer for me to get the Gunslinger that I wanted at a decent, good price. But I'm off. I'm going to enjoy the rest of what's left of my weekend, and I will see you again later. Stay sinful, guys.